Piccadilly Grand, is it worth it?
It's an exciting project, so let's find out.
Let's start with talking about where is this Piccadilly Grand project. It's actually at Farrer Park area. It's a 99 years leasehold project that's going to be about 407 units, expected TOP 2026, and the units inside is about 1 to 5 bedrooms. And with some retail space, like 1,500 square meters. What do you think about these specs?
I mean, I generally like the unit distribution actually for this particular project. I think one of the key things which I really dislike about some new launches is that they overly focus on 1 and 2 bedders. So it's not uncommon to see some is 70-80% 1 and 2 bedder because it's easier to move, and then very few 3 and 4 bedders. But this one is quite interesting. 50% is actually really allocated for 3 bedroom and above. So it's going to be a very good homestay project, which is what I love.
What's the problem with having a project that is just purely based on 1 to 2 bedders?
I mean, if everyone is buying is an investor, largely that usually go for 1 and 2 bedder, I think that the resale value is going to be largely weak. Right? If you look at Singapore as a whole in the property market, I think the home buyers are the one that largely drive prices upward if they like their project, and they're more willing to pay a premium as compared to investors, because investors at the end they want to make money, right? So everything
buy low, sell high, right?
Buy low, sell high, but then if another investor come in, so they want to buy low, so it's very challenging, right, to always get a higher price. But I think homeowners are the ones that are really willing to pay that premium if they really like the stack, they like the facing, they like it for their home. I mean, that is why I like such projects with good distribution.
For me, right, I like it that the units is about 407 for this project, right? This means that the project is actually sustainable. With a larger unit size, right, this means that there's going to be more transactions in the project itself, and people will be searching for this project by name instead of
Yeah, on top of that, I think this is pretty much also considered integrated development.
Exactly.
Yeah. Commercial, MRT is in the rolling distance, right? You can somersault to MRT, right? And things like that. I think these are all very big attractive so-called points for it being a good homestay project.
One thing to take note, right, is who are actually behind this project. And one of the developers is actually CDL, and the other one is MCL Land.
Yeah, I mean, CDL love their integrated developments, right? So they are the ones behind Canning Hill Piers, they're the one behind Sengkang Grand Residences. All these are all integrated developments. Of course, that being said, we are of course looking at the sorry for the name. Piccadilly Grand. Piccadilly Grand, right? Okay, sorry guys. Alright, Piccadilly Grand is also integrated development. So CDL have a lot of experience when it comes to building full-fledged integrated development, and of course they are known for their quality as well.
When we talk about MCL Land, right, they are the developer behind Park Esta, Margaretville, and Leedon Green. So they are actually pretty reputable.
Very homestay kind of projects actually. All very solid homestay projects.
Cool. So let's take a look at their the overall layout of this whole project itself. If you look at this photo, right, you can see that they have full-size swimming pools and pretty much comprehensive facilities.
I think given pretty much a full-length pool, nicely distributed in terms of 3 blocks, commercial at the basically at MRT there. I think it's a very nice development. It's going to be a nice development. Plot of land is so sizable enough. 400 over units. I think it's going to be a very nice environment for people to stay with. And of course, that being said, even when I look at around this area, right, I mean, it's very been proven like City Square Residences, right, which is resale, one of the most popular resale properties. Very good, decent facilities as well, right? High transaction volume is for a reason, right? Because people just love this area.
If you look at this, right, you can see that this project is actually right next to Farrer Park MRT station, one of the exits, right? And like what Shawn says, right, rolling distance, estimated rolling distance.
And the problem about some developments that I see is that even if they are integrated development, all right, and then they have the commercial lots, right? But because they are not that close to MRT, these commercial so-called lots and everything tend to not perform as well. But of course, that being said, just having MRT just right outside does add a little bit of advantage for this whoever's gonna man this commercial lots itself. And I think that is very important to make sure that this actually is lively.
One very interesting factor, right, is there's also a childcare center within this project. That means, right, if a family is say the 3 bedrooms, 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom, right, it is so easy, right, to send your child within the same project itself.
So I mean, as you can see, obviously the developer is really going for a very homestayer point of view rather than investment. right? And therefore, I think this tells not only from the unit types, but also in terms of facilities they're building, right? As well as even putting such a giant childcare center within the development itself. It just tells the direction of where the developer wants to go to. And therefore, I am actually quite positive, or actually in fact very positive about this particular development itself.
So next, right, let's look at like what are the potential floor plans within this project, right, and what do we find interesting. And the number one, right, is definitely the one bedroom unit types, because they are up to a size of like 484 square feet. And in my opinion, right, that's a pretty decent size, right, for a one bedroom. And the whole point is that when as an investor, we want to be buying the smallest unit possible so that you can rent out the lowest possible.
Yep, exactly. I mean, in today's context, it is actually quite rare to see below 500 square feet new launches for one bedder, because every one bedder they need to build a 3 or 4 bedder to really fit that URA's requirement.
Average size of 85 square meters.
Given the fact that this 50%, as I said, is allocated for 3, 4, and 5 bedder, they do have a luxury to build smaller one bedder, which makes it very interesting and very attractive for investors going for the one bedrooms.
The other one that we want to look at, right, is actually the 4 bedroom dual key units, right?
Yeah.
When we talk about it, right, it's actually a dual key unit. So how can this be beneficial? This is for...
You know, I've seen a very big increasing trend for 4-bedder dual keys nowadays, especially in the last 1.5 to 2 years, especially during the pandemic.
So this is like for the family, right?
Yeah.
If I buy this unit, I'm going to be staying in the 1 bedroom dual key, and my parents will stay in the 3 bedroom, is it?
Yeah. Possible, right? But I think you think about it in that sense, right? I think having a 4-bedder dual key is going to be more and more popular moving forward, because number one, if you look at renting out just a studio, which is the so-called studio 1-bedder, right? And the rent that you collect is actually pretty much able to cover the interest you're going to owe to the bank. And it becomes a very attractive proposition.
I mean, almost cover, just
very close.
Cover.
I think it pretty much almost cover, or even cover it, right? And that's very attractive for a lot of home buyers today, right? As long as you can see yourself living in the other part of the dual key, which is a 3-bedroom, and comfortably. Actually, think about it, you never really lose money in this investment. Yeah,
you get paid to stay.
You get paid. In a way, you get kind of like free financing. I think in that way, and that makes it attractive as a floor plan.
Exactly. So this is like the two kinds of floor plan, right, that we find very attractive.
Exactly.
So how does it compare like with the rest of the resale projects, right? And those that we want to focus on, right, it's actually one of it is actually Uptown at Farrer, which actually TOP like last year or this year.
Yeah, so of course there isn't much resale transaction yet in the Uptown and Farrer, because it's just pretty much just TOP, right? But I think that looking at what Uptown has actually fetched in terms of pretty much close to 2,000 PSF, I think Piccadilly Grand, if they launch at like 2,200 PSF, is very reasonable. Yeah, of course, that being said, we do not have, at this point of time at least, right, we do not have the exact price point that they're going to launch it at, right? But I'll estimate if they launch at 2,200 to 2,300 PSF is something to really consider as an investment, and at the same time as a home unit to actually purchase.
As a whole, right, I see a lot of potential in this project. Reason being, right, there's actually quite a number of roadshow HDB that's coming up, right?
That's true.
And when we are talking about buying a unit or buying a property itself, right, we always want to look at the future potential, the future exit. And when I look at this, right, the future exit, right, is that home upgraders from the BTO HDBs, right, upgrade to this project itself. Yeah.
So I think lastly also we want to compare with also what's upcoming as well, right? Because we are comparing upcoming new launches, like for example the ones at Ang Mo Kio, the ones at Lentor, they are probably going to launch at 1,900 to 2,000 PSF. And if, guys, once again caveat, if they were to launch this Piccadilly Grand at 2,200 to 2,300 PSF, then I think the premium is very small for a much better location. But of course, they end up launching at 2,500 PSF, a different story lah. I mean, now as of now, this is our estimate, right? But if 2,200 to 2,300 PSF, I think that's a very nice sweet spot.
So I hope you are learning something from this video, right? And you take note of this opportunity. So we'll see you soon, guys. Bye.